hope you enjoyed the show, but if you would like to see the whole show without all of the censorship, head on over to these other platforms to watch us uncut and uncensored, because YouTube is made up of freaking bootlicking cats.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, you can move
Oh, yeah,
over.
there's a camera now.
Yeah.
Hello, you can't really see Travis, though. Travis, scoot over a little bit.
Can you fit? Is it too squished?
Can you swing the mic a little bit over to your... There you go.
There we are.
All right, there we go.
Man.
That's awesome. Cool.
We're upgrading.
Yeah.
We've upgraded a little bit.
Guys. We got a camera. We had mics. We have a camera now. It's going.
Cam.
It's going.
Don't mind
It's
the water
going
bottles.
So here it is, folks. Welcome to the Oreo Show once again. Blavasi here with
Spruce.
And
G-Knee.
alrighty, folks. Welcome to the show once again. Today, we're going to start off with a little bit of conspiracy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I love me a good conspiracy.
Conspiracy. So we have this article here, says CIA energy hologram explained. Twitter users claim law of attraction is real.
Well, no, but yes. Okay, so I was going to college for physics for a little while, and I didn't pass, and I don't claim to be any kind of professor or professional when it comes to physics. But I do know a little bit about how gravity works, and they're basically using the law, or string theories, and law of dimension, how dimensions work, to claim that every thought that we have in the world is basically projecting the universe onto us.
So like we can think our reality into existence.
And
so like,
well,
I want $1 million.
I will give some props to that. It's not exact. I think people are using hologram here too literally. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Have either of you ever seen Star Trek?
Yes.
No, Star Trek: The Next Generation.
The newer one?
Well, the one that came right after the original.
Oh yeah. No, yeah.
With bald guy.
Yeah, I can't think of his name either. I'm terrible with names.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Remember the guy with the big nose?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, okay. Well, if you have or haven't,
Yeah,
seen
like the one that got real famous.
The one that kind of basically blew it up. Yeah. People will say it's the original Star Trek, but I disagree.
It's
but
not.
I'm a TNG fan, so I'm sorry. Anyway, so basically, they're probably, what I think is that they're right, but they're also wrong, right? In this theory, it's like, in that show, you've got basically holograms and stuff that you can interact with. They can touch you, but you can't touch them because, they're holograms, but they're like physical manifestations of light energy that are converted from atoms. It's basically how they explained it in the show, but that's basically how...
Photons.
Pretty much, yeah. It's hard light emitted.
Hard light.
But that's what I think this holographic theory is trying to say. Like,
there is also this other thing where people that I've heard, because I've kind of looked into a lot of conspiracies myself, and there is this thing where people think that the universe is like a hologram, and we like our physical bodies we're not really there. It's just our minds are kind of making everything be like this.
Right.
This boom mic is only what it is because I think that's what it is, and you know what I'm saying. That's actually also a theory that
That's the power of your mind. Like, I mean, a good example to back that up, support that would be when you're on drugs, you hallucinate. That shit's real to you.
right.
basically the hippier version of the
Your
Matrix.
brain sees it.
Right.
But-
It'll be like, that
Schizophrenia.
crazy person that you thought you saw tried to kill you, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, wait a minute. I'm not dead,
I'm not
but
dead, I'm
I
happy.
am, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey, conspiracy theories are pretty cool. I
I think this theory's
even
pretty
if
cool.
they're not real,
Right.
It's
or
interesting.
if they are real,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Because there is one where people say that, I actually said it on this article that I was
You
reading.
watch movies all the time. Those aren't real.
Right?
Pretty much.
For entertainment.
There
Let's
was
all
this
just
one.
agree that the universe is a giant movie.
Yeah.
There was this one that they said Trump was like a time traveler because there was this book. Did y'all hear about that one?
No.
Oh, there was like this book. I forgot what it was called. It was
I had no
called
idea.
Baron's something about Baron's like time traveling adventure, something like that. That was written like decades ago, right? And it's about this kid named Baron Trump who was like a time traveler to go, but some person, and the person like who was trying to save time or something was Trump. It was like actually, and like all these things in the book lined up with things that were happening.
Did he
in
get
real
elected
life.
president?
Well, I don't think in the book he was like a president. It was just like he was.
Maybe
just
he
like
wrote the book first, and then later on he became president.
Right, like
Right.
years later, he was like, "I'm just gonna do this and then make sure that it comes true."
Right. Well,
You know, that would be crazy if
that'd
somebody
be
could do
cool. I think that'd be cool if Donald Trump was a time traveler.
That would. I mean, like, hey,
That
hey,
would
bro, why don't
explain
you
why
tell
he's so like loose and confident.
Right.
He just says whatever
He
is on his
knows what
mind.
the fuck's gonna happen. He's
Right?
like, if anything bad happens, I'll just go back and redo it.
Right?
Right.
Like that's how come they never assassinated him since they hate him so much?
Right.
Because he always knew it was gonna happen.
He's like, all right, man, we got to make something, make it look. I need to go out with a bang. I don't want to just be like any other president. I want to be impeached.
Right?
Exactly.
Twice.
Twice.
And
Yeah.
still not get kicked out.
He
He's
got
like, how am
right.
I
Like,
going
we shut the
to
government down.
set a
And we shut the
record?
government down, and we called for an impeachment twice, and that guy never got
It's like,
kicked out
fuck
of
you.
Shut the government down.
Right.
That's just so weird. So that means that
That's basically like the
you
government.
can turn the
Can't.
government on.
Yeah. How do you turn the government on?
You do a little dance.
You whisper some sweet nothings into his ear.
Drop it really low. You know what I'm saying?
Drop it real low.
Right.
But yeah, so like another conspiracy that, you know, we were talking about like a little bit ago was the flat earth theory, which, you know, I don't have like an opinion on it because I personally can't
You can't.
I can't figure it out.
We're just here
Truly,
to
I can't.
juggle the facts people have.
Right? I can't
theories.
really
Well,
go into
I know
space.
someone that we work with. I shall not name any names. I know that one of the drivers that we work with, he's a legit flat earther, and he was trying to explain to me.
I think I know who it is.
Who's the guy that talks?
Oh.
Probably shouldn't have said any names. Huh?
No, no names. No
I don't
names.
think-
It's
I don't
okay.
Go
It's
back
okay.
and
No one
bleep
knows who
over
they
that.
are. I mean, first names are probably okay. I mean, it's not like anyone really knows where we live or anything. But I just don't want to put any names out there.
I
Anyway.
would love to know.
Right. I think I know only because I might have talked to them and we might have gotten to some conspiracy
Oh, God.
conversation.
I wouldn't surprise me. That dude, I mean, he's a Chad. He's a Chad.
Gotcha.
And he was trying to use some sort of like he was trying to use some sort of BS made up laws that they made, like the perspective of the sun being low in the sky, and because we're on a flat ground, you know, it looks bigger than it is. Which is what physicists try to explain, that the sun looks small because it's thousands of light years away, it's thousands of miles away, right? It takes like 8 minutes for any photon to get from the sun to Earth. Just how far away it is. And that's why he was trying to explain to you. I think that flat Earth is BS because I've seen the curvature of the Earth. I've actually gone up and far enough into the sky in like a little jet thing where you could see the horizon dip down a little bit. And I could see the sun moving down across the sky. While I was up there.
Did you see it like horizontally? Like the curve?
The curve. Oh, sorry. The curve where it just goes like this, and then it goes like that.
So you saw this part too?
Yeah, I saw this part. You can see it. You can see it if you go up high enough.
What if that's just the top?
Top of the Earth.
What if the bottom of the Earth is flat?
Like we're on like a
A
it's
dome.
Oh,
like
like a
like
sphere.
Like enough to dig into.
What?
Enough to dig.
So what you're
Right.
saying is everyone in Australia is on the flat part of Earth?
They're just
right now?
far away.
right.
It's just such a big
No,
ass.
no. The thing is, they don't exist.
Oh my!
Australia. is just
Australia,
like-
right? Australia
is a
doesn't actually
conspiracy
exist.
theory. That's another one.
Yeah.
I mean, do you
Australia
actually
doesn't
know
exist.
anybody from Australia?
I mean,
Yeah, actually, I met a dude from Australia on the internet once.
were they? Really
I met a
from
chick
Australia?
that thought she was a guy.
From Australia?
No,
Or just
there's all kinds of
something-
people that make
okay.
shit up.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. No.
But yeah, I had a friend who was a conspiracy theorist. Like back when I lived in California, he was also from the Middle East. But
Oh.
he was like hardcore. He's like,
Which
the Earth
Middle
is
East?
flat.
Saudi
he
Arabia,
was-
Iran.
He said his mother was from the Emirates and his dad was from Saudi Arabia.
Ah.
You know what's funny when we say Middle East? That's not actually a place. It's actually Asia.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's like just
It's
where
But
the
it
it's
is.
divide
not
between-
really Asian because we don't understand it to be like that because
Yeah.
it did used to be separate,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not
Yeah,
anymore.
China's just taking it all over, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be all
Yeah.
China
Yeah.
soon. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's a
Gotta
part
move
of
to the
China.
Himalayas.
I mean, because
Because
China's
Egypt's
like,
part of Africa now, and then you got like Africa and Asia.
China's trying to take Africa over, of course, like
What?
the whole entire continent.
What? What?
Yeah, that's
I
what
don't
I
think
mean.
that shit's gonna happen.
I don't think that's gonna work either.
I mean,
Especially with them starving every single citizen they have. What are
the
they
way
gonna
they'll
do?
do
What
it
do
is
they
they'll offer them. They do it by what's it called, debt. So they offer them a lot
Oh.
of money. They take the money. Then they're like, when you can't pay it back, okay, well,
Basically what
instead
they've
of
been
not
trying
being
to
I'm
do.
able
your
to take it
bank
back,
now.
you'll give us all of this shit.
Basically,
And
what
then
they've
they're
been trying to do with our debt.
like, yeah, you know.
But it's not working
pretty
because
odd,
we're
isn't it
not.
weird how
Yeah,
the
that's
same
fucked
things
up.
happen. You know what
We're
I'm
pretty
saying?
self-sustaining over here in the Americas, so they can't do that shit.
Not really. We used to be, but now with Poopy Pants president, we're totally
yeah.
dependent on a whole lot of other countries.
Yeah.
I saw a Facebook post. It had Biden and it said "Happy Mother's Day."
Oh my god.
I was
Oh,
like, dude,
shit.
that is clever,
That
dude.
was good.
That
That's a
shit
good
is
joke.
clever.
Oh my god.
But yes, man, this thing with conspiracies, though, it's kind of like people believe these things because you can't really. Nobody knows what's true or what's not
Yeah,
because
not anymore.
the
Well,
media just lies about it.
you couldn't before, but you definitely can't now.
Definitely
There's
can't.
too much information out there. Like,
Yeah, and lots of it, you don't know if it's true, you don't know if it's false.
you can't
and-
really get out of your house to prove it, right?
Right? And if you, like, go and, like, look at
Oh,
it yourself, what?
Which is like one of those other things. Just like it's true that you can't fly over Alaska or whatever it is.
Antarctica?
Antarctica. That's the one.
Yeah,
I don't
not
even know.
allowed to do that.
It's one
That's
of those,
part of the flat Earth thing, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't prove or disprove the edge of the Earth if you can't fly over it, right?
Well, you can.
Well, you
it's just
can, I mean-
illegal, and then you'll
Yeah,
get
I mean-
arrested, and then they'll be like, "You're going to prison."
You could
for
also
doing
build a
that thing."
rocket and fly up into space, but that would also be illegal.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
think, yeah.
There's footage of us shooting a car up there.
Tesla, you mean?
Yeah, the Tesla.
Well, there's a few things about that also that
Really?
I saw when I was doing some research, but I don't know how real it was because it's kind
What,
of
the
like,
Tesla?
yeah, so when I was in, this always goes back to me being in California because that's when everything happened.
Yeah.
But when I was in California, I had a teacher who had I don't know why, but he had that video of the car in space. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was just playing because it was like a live feed or whatever. But at one point, the students, because I wasn't paying attention, I was like, whatever, I don't see what the purpose of this is.
Yeah.
But the students in the class, the other students, not me, I didn't see it, but the other students in the class said that at one point it like flickered and it was like a green screen. So I didn't see it, but they said it was like, it like flickered and it was a green screen and then it went back to like the space, like the moon or the earth being in the background. And I was like, I didn't
Like
see
it was
that.
fake.
Like,
yeah,
like
they were green
they-
screening space into
what the hell?
background of the
I mean,
car.
it's possible because it's really easy to
It's
make
possible,
it like fake.
but-
I
well-
mean, I don't know like if that happened because I didn't see it because I also wasn't paying attention. But I didn't see it, so I can't confirm that it actually happened. But there were a few students
I
that
don't
did
believe
say that it happened, like
I
in
didn't
the
watch the live
class.
stream, so I can't say too much. You know, I keep myself away from that stuff, but.
I mean, crazy.
I
Wouldn't it be
believe that
wild?
space is real. I'm sorry. I spent too much time trying to study it. You know.
So you believe space is real?
Yeah. I mean, there's people out there who don't believe it. I believe that the Earth is not flat. You know, we've got we're living on a spherical.
Here's a question though,
Body
like,
of land.
like let's say, like, what if, just like, what if, what if we found out, like, undoubtedly that flat Earth was true and space wasn't real? Like, what would go, like, what would your mind be like? What the fuck?
I'd be like,
My first question would be like, what the fuck is beyond?
right? Then why?
Whatever we know.
The
Right?
dome.
Why are there stars? What? Well, time to
Right.
go make
Is this
have a
the
conversation
Truman
with
Show?
God, I guess. Because if flat Earth
Yeah.
is real, then that undeniably proves that God is, right?
Mm,
Right? Because that's how the Bible.
Well,
Flat Earthers use the Bible as a reference to all
to
that.
think God is a man is personification.
Right. I mean, I think personally that if God were to exist, he wouldn't take the form of man unless he wanted to, because he's an all-powerful being.
Well, still, it's all like kind of metaphorical.
Yeah.
Like think about what Jesus stood for, is godly. He stands for loving each other. We fight for each other. We stand for each other. We die for each other, and that's godly. That's as godly as you can get,
Right.
and that's what it means.
I get
A
you.
man and
So what
God.
you're saying is God is like the unification of man.
You
and
know
looking
how
past our sins.
we can't live. Everything would be chaotic
Right.
and deathly if we didn't have wisdom and love. So wisdom means learning. Like the very fact of learning is wisdom. being open to more knowledge, it allows us to learn how to respect each other. So it's not like, that's why it's such a big deal, man, because these religions, they make it all religious, and there's a God that's controlling you, and that just come, I think, from like people trying to control masses.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, it really is just what Jesus taught was, dude, it's like, you only bow down to the Most High. You bow down to your principles. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you stand for, your goal, your reason. So that's kind of like what that means. It's all very metaphorical, and people take it way too literal. And then now you became led by fear. You're not gonna get beaten up. You know what I mean? You're just gonna walk off a cliff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you do it to yourself. You touch the hot stove, it burns immediately. No one's gonna come punish you later.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Because,
it's like you make bad decisions, bad shit happens.
Right. I get you.
Yeah.
But if flat Earth existed, I don't know. My mind would be blown. I'd do every drug under the sun. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, okay,
I'd
now
live my
everything is
life-
different.
I live my life believing that gravity is an undeniable fact, and that the Earth is a spherical existence, and that the sun is like 50,000 times the size of the planet, right? And it's thousands of miles away, millions at this point.
I would just, I guess, be like, how the fuck, how far away is it?
It's like right
Stop
there.
running
You
a
can
fucking
throw rock
airplane.
at it.
Right.
Shoot it.
If you threw a rock hard enough, you'd hit it. Like what?
Right. Shoot a cannon.
And then but if it were exist, how does the sun stay up there then? Like that's the kind of thing. I'd start asking questions.
Where does heat
Magnets.
come from?
Right. I'd probably start looking at the universe a little differently. You know.
What are photons?
I mean, it'd suck. It'd suck for a while, but you kind of have to, like, at a certain point, change is just something that you kind of have to start getting used to gradually. Even if you don't like the change.
You'll eventually have to be like, I mean, I feel as if it wouldn't be that, like, in the general sense of the entire world, people would be like, oh, okay. And then just keep going on with their life.
In a way, it is like that. Our dome isn't a physical concrete wall. It's just so much space that it's so much nothingness. It's like, sure, you can travel. You're going to be traveling to nothingness forever. So far, you're going to get to a point where you don't have enough fucking fuel to get back. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, kind of like there's a movie where someone was like, they ran away and they were in the desert. They ran away from their camp. People were like, don't worry about it. They're not going to get far. Like, the desert will kill them. There's nothing beyond it.
I was turning it up.
Oh.
I don't know. But, like, so, like, in a way, we do kind of have, like, we're stuck on this planet. And, like, we have nowhere to go.
Right, so we might as well
You know what's funny? That's one of the things about the that somebody told me with the flat Earth thing is that's what they want you to think, that you're stuck on this planet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And Elon Musk is leaking shit. What if he's like, because he's going to the moon, you know what I'm saying? What if he's like having to give us some kind of explanation because somebody found out and he's like, oh, that's just because.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We can't go to the moon because we don't have the technology anymore.
Is fucking. What's that guy that was supposedly hung himself?
Epstein?
What if he's up on the moon already?
Right, or Mars.
Dude, or wherever the fuck. Oh yeah, Mars. That's what he's doing, right? He's
trying to go to Mars. That was actually an episode on the Inside or whatever the fuck, that new cartoon that came out on Netflix a while ago.
That CIA.
Something about, there's like a shadow government is basically the plot, and the main characters.
There's this like new Netflix series that's like about. It's basically like a
conspiracy
thing. It's trying to make fun of conspiracies, actually. Right. So if you believe in any conspiracies, this will make you look stupid. But that's basically what the show is.
Well, is it making you look dumb, or is it just making light of a situation?
No, it's the same thing. Like when I was talking about Big Mouth last episode, when I was like, Big Mouth is just straight pedophiles. This is like a cartoon that's like trying to make fun of conspiracy theorists.
Right.
To be like, oh.
Look how silly he is.
Conspiracy theorists thinking all this crazy shit.
It's like, dude, why not, man? Exercise your brain, dude.
But yeah, you're talking about him living on the moon. There's actually an episode of that where there's a whole freaking society of whatever Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon, started back when he landed on it for whatever reason. I don't remember why they had a society that. I think it was because they were hippies and they wanted to fuck all day or something. I think that was the whole episode, but
Who
yeah.
knows, man? We don't know what's going on because we're stuck on this fucking planet.
Right. We don't know what's going on because the only people telling us the information is the people on the TV.
Right.
And the people on the TV just lie about everything.
We don't know anything except for what you learn from people who teach you.
Right. And for one thing, all the people on TV, all they do is lie. Especially now, ever since Donald Trumpo.
I think it's been going a little longer than that, but you're right. It's been coming a little more obvious since that happened.
Apparently, and this actually isn't a conspiracy. This is actually true. Mr. President Obama, actually, I forgot what the name of the law is because I have not looked it up in quite some time. But he actually did create, make it legal for the media to propagandize the public. He actually wrote that shit into law. So that's why when Trump became president, that shit went through the roof because Obama.
People thought that he didn't like him or whatever. People just didn't want to.
I wonder if he did that so that he could run for president easier the next year.
No, he did that.
Term.
He did that
His
for
second
Hillary.
term.
So
Hillary
right.
could fry everybody,
and she lost because
thank God
she was a bitch, and
I'm
nobody
sorry.
liked her ass.
I don't have very strong
demon.
political opinions on one candidate over the other, but oh my God, I'm
what
so
if this
glad.
whole president thing is just not even true, and if there's something happened beyond it?
I mean, to be honest, like the fact that Trump won that time is kind of like, oh shit, maybe there is something to this. Maybe, I mean, of course, after this, the most legitimate, most correct election of all time in 2020, the most legitimate election in 2020 that, was totally not fraudulent ever. Nobody, totally. That election, you know what I'm saying? That one kind of was...
Yeah.
That was totally the best election. Nothing was wrong with that one.
Yeah, everything
That
is
one
just
took too
becoming
long.
more dramatic.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Like
starting to flare a little bit.
everything. Every little thing nowadays is more dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, whoa, man, like
Chill
everything's
out.
so
It's
fucking
like
stressful.
why? Like why do you guys have to be so
Money, man.
pokey? And it's kind of like it's like who is at the top and what is it that they want? Because it isn't money. They can't possibly just like, ooh, I want
Entertainment.
money. Like what else?
They're
I mean,
bored.
control. I mean,
They're bored.
Yeah, I think it's like not just having the money, but having the cause of money. Like, I don't just have your money. I'm gonna keep getting your money and your respect, and you're gonna
no
look up
respect.
to me.
You're not gonna get.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nobody's gonna like that.
people, right? Like anybody that anything, man. Like,
I mean, I feel as
shoes
if
can-
it is like control, like
totally. Yeah.
But I just
It's
don't know,
control.
like, what is like,
They're bored.
what is their out, like, what is the
They're
end
bored.
game? You know what I'm
They're
saying?
just bored.
They've reached
I
max
think.
level.
I think my personal
Right, and I
opinion
was
is
like,
that they're just
you're-
bored. They want entertainment.
It's gotta
Probably.
be like, I thought about that one time. I was like, who wants to be the president? Who wakes up thinking I want to be in charge of the whole country? Like, what the fuck's
Somebody.
wrong with you, man? Just have a job. But like, somebody's got to do it.
Right? Somebody wants.
Or
to
do they? Not really.
Who knows,
No, they
man?
don't.
We should
Yeah.
have like a lot. But then like, man, it's just like if you really think about it, how the fuck would we take care of it? Because it's like,
Because if we didn't have, well, actually, if we didn't have, like, at least in America, if we didn't have like a federal government,
Right,
then
it's too
each
many
state-
people.
There would be each state that would have their own
Each state would be
government.
its
right, and that would be
So it
so
would
much
like-
easier.
Yeah, we wouldn't have
Because it's
this-
not so many people.
Yeah, and then each state would just be independent,
Right.
which is like sort of kind of what's happening because like Illinois or with Oklahoma, I think it's Oklahoma. Like the federal government said that they had to enforce like vaccine mandate,
Oh no.
but they were like no, and then they were like,
There's so many
if
natives.
you don't do it, we're not going to acknowledge you as. Like, we're not going to acknowledge your National Guard, and if we don't do that, then that means you don't have a National Guard. You just have, like, a militia. So you just have, like, Oklahoma's
State
National
police?
Guard would be, like, a militia, pretty much considered by the federal government.
Like your own people against us.
Yeah. And, I mean, I'm like,
Like, hey, that's how America
we need to
started.
do that.
But that wouldn't happen again.
No,
That would not happen again.
because well, we started with the militia because there was no technology, and we basically went to
Exactly.
war against.
We don't
I
have
mean,
the kind of
but
people
the
shit
way
to
that
fight.
things are going right now, I honestly think that's our best. Because, like, the federal government,
Bro,
is
they would
not-
bomb us. They would
is
just
not
build a
on our
wall
side.
around Oklahoma.
Oh my God.
And then bomb the shit out of them.
I mean, but like how, like, I mean, we like people would be like, because it's not like Oklahoma is the
tanks.
only state that is like that. There are other states.
Right,
like
right,
I
right.
think there's a large majority of people in what Texas, the biggest state in the freaking
Yeah,
country.
Texas, like, they
North
seem
Carolina
like they
is
would be
actually a
against
lot.
it.
as not as with it with that as I thought. I thought they were like all like okay with Biden's shit, but
no,
apparently
we were
they're not.
Republicanish crap.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh,
we were
okay.
Republican anyway, but like,
because I thought it was like a battleground state. Like, you know, I never really paid attention to North Carolina's like stuff, but like now that I have, I was like, oh wait.
I know because my entire family is Republican as hell.
See, my family isn't, so that might be why.
Oh Jesus!
And I'm like,
Man, see, even in that, like, there's a side you got to be on.
Right, and
Right?
that's another thing. I was looking at it, and I was looking at like our podcast and stuff. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, in every generation, in every era of this country, there has been something to divide the people, some kind of opinion.
People need something to fight for.
Right, like first it was race, and then it was drugs, and it was war. Now it's some made-up gender BS or politics
Always something.
going on. Yeah, there's always something.
and next is going to be Well, no, it was masks.
Right, vaccines.
And then it's going to be vax.
Now it's going to be
It's
like
gonna be like-
pedophilia and shit.
Yeah, so let me
Pedophilia
be
is
a
gonna
map. I want to be a map. No. You are not allowed to be a map.
No, I'm a map. No.
Fuck that.
Thank you all for tuning in. If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, leave a comment down below to let us know what you think.
Given that you are enjoying the show, you can show your support by heading over to our merch shop, follow the link below, and just buy something. We will greatly appreciate it.